This goes out to all the players that needs or wants a new champion to climb with. Some champions are just harder to climb with, and you are probably playing a champion with a lot of skill shots. You should not play a champion with a lot of skill shots. Let me show you why. One of the main reasons people can't climb is because you're missing a lot of CS. And missing CS makes you tilt. Even I do sometimes. But there's a champion that makes you CS a lot easier.
Who's that Pokemon? It's
Malzahar. Yo, so I recently picked up Malzahar in the mid lane and in the top lane, and I've already hit diamond with a 64% win rate, and I'm already top 10 Malzahar in the west, so it just goes to show how easy this champion is. But in this video I just want to go through some basic laning tips, best runes, best builds, of course, because I've seen some players just build randomly on Malzahar, which makes his late game weaker, or like weaker overall. People complain about Malzahar not being strong late game just because, well, basically they are building the wrong stuff. I will also go through some extra tips on how to climb overall, because there's just some good tips out there that people don't follow, what I feel. So I just want to go through them and just basically help you guys climb. So let's jump into it. So before we talk some pros and cons with Malzahar, let me just go through what I feel is his best rune page. So this is what I usually run every game on Malzahar. Summon Airy, just because you can proc Airy twice with your E, if you guys didn't know. I can't show you on that one. Wait. Spawn an enemy down like that. Look. So you proc your Airy there once, comes back, and goes back in. So it's just super good for some short trades, or just trades overall. Because your E is not a skill shot, you can just press it on an enemy and you will proc Airy twice. Which leads us to mana flow band, super easy to stack as well with this champ, because like I said, no skill shots, you just have to press E on a champ and you will stack a mana flow band, like you will stack your mana flow band for free. It's just super good as well late game. It restores 1% of your missing mana every 5 seconds, so if you have a super long team fight, you will notice you will get a lot of mana back. I've tried playing without mana flow band. It doesn't feel as good. Like, it feels super clunky. Like you're missing mana, you have to recall, or get blues every time, which is not happening this season. So it just mana flow band is just super good. I feel. Then you get your Transcendence, because I'm running that 4 or 5% cooldown build on Malzahar every game. Why? I will show you why later. It's just super good, you know. You get it at level 10, which is good with your magical footwear. A super good combination, I feel like, because when you get those two, you probably finished your Ludens or close to finishing your Ludens. So you get a huge spike, you know, boots, extra cooldown. Yeah, you're ready to go, man. Scorch, super good as well, just because you can proc it with your E super easy. Like I said, proc Airy twice as well, so it's just a lot of damage early on, you know. Especially if you're facing a melee, which you could just proc E on. If you face like Zed, Talon, Fizz, every time he goes into CS, you could use E and run away, you know. Yeah, second tree, like I said, magical footwear, cosmic insight. I always go for free stats. Every time you can get free stats like free mana, free cooldown, free damage, free boots, free cooldowns. So like every time I can get free stats on a champ, I always go for it. Especially on Malzahar, because this is super safe. On my runes or offensive rune stats, I go for attack speed, just because it feels smoother 9 adaptive force isn't like that huge of a deal for me, so I rarely go for it. I always feel like the attack speed is super good, especially if you're gonna push in early on against a melee champ or just a champion that pushes you back all the time. It's just I don't know, it's just so much smoother to have that extra attack speed. You could go for minion dematerializer here instead of magical footwear against some champs, like let's say Oriana, for example. Oriana is just she could just spam her QW to push you in, so I feel like that's good to have, especially because you can just take away the cannon, and yeah, you will just have a better pushing power against her, or especially early on. So against some champs, Vel'Koz as well is another one. He can just push you back all the time as well, early on, especially until you get your Ludens, which is good to have, honestly, in some matchups. But I usually go for magical footwear anyways. So, but yeah, let's go through some of his builds. Now, I've seen some people go for Archangel Staff rush, like you go for tear into Ryalis, and then you finish off your Archangel Staff. I don't know, man. I feel like this build is not good, just because you're missing that Ludens proc, man. The Ludens proc is just so good late game. Like, let me just wait. Let me just teleport to base. Let me get this and that. Like, let's say this is a team fight, right? Let's say this is a team fight. That's a tank. That's their backline. You just go in. You E once. Well, Ludens. Oh wait, it wasn't stacked. Anyways, let's say you do like that. You hit one spell and you slow everybody in the team fight. You know, it's just, I don't know. It's just so good to have. It's so free as well. Like, all you have to do is land one spell and you slow the entire team. So it's just so good. Archangel Staff doesn't give you that. I don't know. I've tried it once. Yeah, you had a lot of mana for sure, but you didn't have that slow, the whole team slow, or you didn't have the like, even Hextech GLP is better than what I feel is better than the Archangel Staff, just because let's say they have a lot of healings and you don't want to go for that super long build where you go Ludens, Rylai's, Liandry's, then Morello's, or like Ludens, Rylai's into Morello. You can just go GLP into Morello. So you're still gonna get a slow with your GLP, but you're also gonna get Morello for that anti-healing. So this is fine as well. But what I don't like is people going for Sorcerer boots or Sorcerer's shoes, because you're missing that last 10% cooldown. If you're not gonna build Zonias or something else that gives you cooldown, I don't feel like Sorcerer is a good boot to have. And especially, like, you want to have Ionian boots for that summoner spell. So some games you will have to flash an R, like you will have to do this. This is super good to have because you will just get your flash back faster, and it's also good with your custom insights. So yeah, these two just have a good combination, I feel. And also you're gonna get that 45% cooldown. But yeah, like I said, I usually go for I rush Ludens. When I get my boots, I rush my Ionian boots into Rylai's and Liandry's. This is my core build almost every game. If you don't go for these 4 items, I don't know, man. You're missing a lot of damage here. Because, like I said, look at E damage, and it's just gonna proc forever. Your Ludens proc is just gonna burn them with Rylai's and Liandry's as well. So even if you can't get to the backline, you will do damage to your backline. Like, you Q once, you see them burn, it procs, everybody burns, you know. And especially if you go for the 4 or 5% cooldown build, like, E has 3.85 seconds and Q has 3.3. So before we go through through why 45% is good. Let's just go through his skills real quick. Like Word Shift grants you a shield. You see this shield around me? So this is like a Banshee, a free Banshee wheel, you know? Again, free stat. You get a free shield, let's fucking go. So this shield grants you immunity to CC, and it takes 90% reduced damage for the first spell or basic attack you get hit with. So it scales with level, so the higher level you get, the less cooldown it will be. So it's just super good again for late game. Early game, it's good, but it just takes too long to get back. So, but again, it's still super good. It's a free shield. Like you can go in and trade without taking damage. Let's say you face let's say you face Annie. So you go in, you E, and she Qs. She takes damage, you don't, because your shield is gonna block her Q, right? And her W is just too short of a range. Like you're not gonna walk melee and E her, so you're just gonna stay at max range, E, and she's gonna Q you back. You just run back, boom, you just won the trade, super free. She can't do shit about it too. Especially if Annie's gonna flash R. She flash R's, not gonna help you because your shield is gonna block it. She could Q afterwards, but then she's just gonna miss her stun, you know. So her shield is super good in the lane. At least like if you, like I said, you don't want to play super aggro with Malzahar anyways. You just want to proc your E when you can, proc your Q when you can. But it's just super good for ganks as well. Like if, let's say you get ganked by a Hecarim, right? He's gonna E you in early on at least. He's just gonna eat into you, and you're just gonna block all his damage if he doesn't Q before it. So it's just super good. It's just a super good passive. Like especially in the late game, because you used to have room for error, you know. Let's say you make a small mistake, it's fine. Your shield is gonna tank it anyway, so it's just super good. And his Q, Call of the Void, summons 2 portals like that, boom, silences everything that it hits. And his Q is super bug as well. Look at this, like you can. I mean, yeah, I don't know what Riot is doing here, but this is why I don't call this a skill shot, because you just land it anyways. Like you see, it's not even on them, but it still hits. It's crazy. Yeah, well, Call of the Void. This is why I like the 45% cooldown build, because look at the cooldown. 3.3 at maximum level with 45% cooldown. And it silences enemies hit for 2 seconds. 2! So this means in a team fight, you hit your Q, they're silenced, silence is gone, and your Q is back. And you spam it again. And they're silenced again. They can't use their spells. You win the team fight, easy, dance. See? So 45% cooldown is key, I feel. Like if you go for a 20% cooldown, if you just go Ludens into Sorcerer boost and you don't have Transcendence and Cosmic Insight, you're missing out. That's why your champion sucks. That's why your Malzahar is bad. Because if you're not going for 45% cooldown, you're not gonna be able to spam spells. You're not gonna be able to win team fights by just spamming shit. Yeah, like I said, 45% cooldown is the key to late game god. So yeah, silence them for 2 seconds. It scales super good as well. Let's go through his W. So his W. Casting Malzahar, other spells give him a 0 swarm. We can see here. ZZ, Root, Swarm. So you can stack up to 2 extra Voidlings. W grants you 1. Like if you don't have a stack, you will still get 1 Voidling. But every spell stacks up to 2 times. So you can spam up to 3 Voidlings at once. So now I have 2 stacks. Boom, I have 3 Voidlings. See, and the Voidling is 4.4 seconds. And they last 8 at level 1, and the last. See. They last a little bit longer now. The last 10 seconds. Wait. Yeah, whatever. The last 10 seconds now. So let's say you wait, let me see this. Now you have 2 stacks, right? Let's say in a team fight, you spam them, boom. You spam your E again. You hit your E, and you can spam. You can just keep spamming them, you know. So if they don't kill your Voidlings, you're just gonna have Voidling farm, like Voidling, a Voidling fest over here. Look at that. And they just proc Also, Voidlings proc Riley's and Leandry's, so it's just super good for, let's say, well, let me just go over here. Whoa, chillax, Holmes. Let's say this is a champion, right? He's chasing you. You spam your W, and boom, you let them slow them. Easy. That's just so easy, so free. But yeah, if you guys didn't understand, the Voidlings procs O'Reilly's. So you could just run, and if someone is chasing you, you spam your W, and your Voidling will go and attack the champion. So you don't want to stand and try to E him back. Just run and press W, let your Voidlings slow him. So that's a good tip. If you guys didn't see, let me show you again. Let me show you moves on red over here. So this is a champion, right? You attack, it chases you, you spam your Voidling, it slows. And if it doesn't kill him, like if it doesn't kill the Voidling, he's just gonna keep basic attacking you and slowing you. So he will have to basic attack, which will stop him, and you're safe to go. Especially if if the champion chasing you doesn't have a skill shot or like a gap closer or whatever, something that closes the gap. Like a Riven, she will catch up maybe, but something like an Annie, she won't catch up. But yeah, that's just super good. A super good key to do, especially if yeah, like I said, if they don't have a gap closer, it's just you're just gonna escape. His E, Malefic Vision, damages the champion or target for 4 seconds. So if you E, this is what I usually do. I E and then I Q, and then that will just refresh the E. I see some people like QE. That's not what you want to do. You want to stack your E. Applying Call of the Void or Neither Grasp during this time refreshes the vision. So you want to E, wait a bit, and then land your Q. If you can't land your Q, it's fine. But yeah, that's what you want to do. Like you want to E, let it stay up for a while, and then you go in and try to Q. Which is free damage. Look at that damage, man. Look at the damage. But yeah, so with your E and your Voidlings deal 300 damage to lane minions affected by Malefic Vision. So this is also a thing I want to go through. So I see a lot of players just walk up and instantly W or E the wave, you know, like they instantly walk up and try to push the wave with Ian early. You should never do it, because you're just wasting mana, and the enemy champion has a lot more room to trade with you if they see you just E the wave. So you always want to save your E either for like trading back, or you want to E the wave as soon as you get your W, because without W you're not going to be able to push the wave fast enough anyways. So you're just going to waste a lot of mana trying to E the wave and spamming Q on the wave or whatever. So I usually just, when I have these 3 spells, then I usually just proc my E first, like that. I wait a bit, Q it, and then I W. And then you can just push it in super fast. Also, like there's some tips you could do with like, let's say you Q the back wave. When you get them low enough, sometimes I usually like proc them low enough, and then let's say you E W and then you Q it, and let's say there's a champion right there. If you can kill all the 3 backlines fast enough, it's just gonna jump on the champion, you know. So that's also a thing you have to look out for, or like try to do, because then you don't even have to walk up to try to E the champ. The E will just bounce off the minions, because the E spreads as soon as a minion dies. So if there's a champion close by, what do you spread to the champ? But yeah, like I said, you never wanna instantly E the wave. As soon as you get to lane, you don't want to E the wave right away. You want to either wait out the enemy spells, because sometimes they're just focusing your Voidlings anyways. So you want to try to wait for them to use a spell, and then you can use EW. And also, you never want to max out W after E. Like you always max E and then you max Q, because maxing W, it will just higher the mana costs. It won't give you an extra Voidling, because some people be like, oh, if you max W you get extra Voidlings. No, you still can only have 3 out at the same time, or max 3 one W cast, but the mana cost goes up and the voidlings stay alive for a bit longer, but that's not too important. I think like you don't want to waste too much mana on spamming or summoning voidlings, so I always max my W last. But yeah, let's talk about his R before we go to some other tips and tricks. So his R, if you guys don't know, let me just level up. Wait. So his R, Neither Grasp. Malzahar suppresses the target champion for 2.5 seconds. Also, you get a zone of negative energy around this target for 5 seconds, dealing 2% of enemy's max health, and it goes up with AP, of course. So it looks like this. You see that? That's sucking your life. So Neither Grasp, or what I like to call it, the Breath of Death, it's good. Like I really like it. Some people be like, Malzahar late game sucks because everybody's getting QSS. Well, if they're getting QSS, you're actually like taking away some damage from the enemies, you know? Because let's say they have something like what should we say here? Like let's just say something like a LeBlanc, right? She has to go in and she has a fear of getting instantly R'd, so she gets a QSS. Now let's say this goes to a super late game. You all have 6 items. LeBlanc will just have a 5 and a QSS, so she will be missing a big item, or just an item overall, like an AP item, because she has to have QSS. And Malzahar's late game, you don't actually, like, you don't have to pop your R to win a team fight. Like, you can use spam QE, get them low enough, and then you just R someone who, like, it doesn't matter who you are, honestly. Like, even if they have a QSS, because even if they QSS, they still take the damage from your R. They just don't take the damage from the negative energy around. Like, they don't take the damage, the HP percent damage, because they won't be, like, if they stay still in this zone, they will take the HP percentage damage. But let's say they QSS and walk out of it, they still take damage from your R. Like, as soon as you have R and they walk away, they still take the damage from it, but they won't take the second part. They won't take the HP the HP percentage damage. So it's like, even if they QSS, like I said, it doesn't matter. Like, let them QSS, you will still do damage, but you don't want to go into a fight instantly R the guy who has QSS. Like, let's say the tank jumps in and the team is far behind. Sure, you can just R the tank and just melt them down, but if they just keep like grouping and staying together, you could just spam your Q, spam your E, spam your W. You don't have to, like I said, instantly R. Like, some people I see, they'll be like, oh, I have to R to win this fight, and they just flash in and R, and then they instantly die because they have nothing to protect them. Like, I used to spam E, I walk around, like spam Q, spam W, until I see a good R opportunity. If I do upload some gameplay VODs or like gameplay commentaries, you will see the difference. Like, I usually never, I do flash in R sometimes if I see somebody out of position and they don't have QSS, sure. But if they have QSS, like, literally almost every game I play, people have 3 or 4 QSS. Like, everybody except the support have the QSS. So and I still win the game, or I still win teamfights super easy, just because I can spam my Q and E. Like, people depend on Malzahar's R too much. That's why they feel like the champion sucks late game, because, well, they have QSS. I can't do nothing now. But like I said, you still can do a lot of damage, even if you don't use your R. Like, your R is just it's just like I said, it's just good in some situations. But like I said, don't be like scared because they have QSS. Like I said, QSS, they will just prevent the enemy AP champions to have their 6th item, I guess. So QSS, it's just super good. Oh my god, I said super good. I have to say super good, but it's just like you're just neglecting damage by forcing the enemy team to buy QSS. So that's also a good thing with Malzahar. Like you forcing enemies to buy QSS. But yeah, it's just the R is good in lane as well. Well, if you get ganks, you could use R. 2.5 seconds. The enemy jungler has a lot of time to just burst down the enemy or setting up ganks with Malzahar is just free after hit 6. But if you have a duo jungler, I mean, you could easily climb to platinum diamonds. Like it's so easy with Malzahar if you have a duo jungler. I've never played with a duo jungler, and I feel like now when I'm diamond 4, I'm losing a lot more games just because I keep getting top lane mains as jungler or support mains as jungler, which just you know, fucks my game up, or like they don't know what to do or who to gank, so they're just power farming, and I'm losing a lot more games now. I feel as soon as I hit diamond 4, my win rate is just going downhill, especially when I play solo queue. So I might need to look for a duo queue, so hit me up, guys. What else? But yeah, like I said, don't just insta R in team fights. Alright, so let's go into some pros and cons with Malzahar and just talk about why this champion is a good pick and why it's not. Let's go. So for the first pro, I'd say Malzahar is an easy champ to play and to learn. Doesn't require too much time invested in him. You could just pick him up today and start climbing. If you have a duo jungler, I bet you could hit platinum or diamond in no time. Just as soon as you hit 6, call for your jungler and you guys will get a free kill. Like it's that simple. For the second thing, I'd say Malzahar has a godlike late game, even though some people say it doesn't. I feel like it does. If you can position yourself good in team fights, if you could land your Q and E, he's just, like I said, a very good late game champ, even though people say he isn't because he doesn't have escapes and stuff. But you have your shield, and like I said, if you can position yourself in a good way, you'll win team fights, no doubt. So for the third thing, I'd say he can adapt to any kind of a game situation. Like he could split push, because summoner spells I always run TP. I've tried Ignite, I've tried all kind of different spells, but I just feel like TP is just so good because if it requires you to split push, you could split push. You don't want to deal with the fed Malzahar in a side lane. Like if I land a Q with my Rileys, you're instantly dead. Like I could just chase it down. So you could split push. He's good in team fights. Good on taking objectives. Like this guy has it all almost, except that he is well, it's not a con, but he's not that mobile. But sometimes you don't need mobility to win games. Alright, so let's talk about some of his cons. Some matchups in mid lane are just disgusting. It's not that you lose like you don't lose a matchup super hard, but there's just some matchups that like they can push faster, which makes your champ. It doesn't make it useless, but if you can't push him back, you can't roam, you can't follow your jungler, you know. And it will make you take more damage as well, because if you're getting pushed in, they have more time to just break your shield and like make you take damage. But it's just something you adapt to later on. It gets much easier as soon as you get your Lost Chapter, because if you don't have it, you don't have the mana enough to push like contest push against some champions. Like for example, Orianna sometimes is like good Oriannas, they use perma push and just wait till you spam your voidlings to just queue your voidlings. So that forces you to basic attack minions a lot more, trying to conserve your mana or trying to harass the enemy champion. So there's just some matchups that makes it difficult, but it's not unplayable. Like you can still play the lane out, but Orianna will have lane prio almost every almost every game until you get like your Ludens. Then you could just queue the backline and push it in anyways. So it's, yeah, there's just some rough early games. Another con is when they have like super engaged champs which are tanky, because now you have your shield, you have your R, you have your Q, you have everything, you have silence and shit, but if they have, let's say, something like a tank Malphite or a Renekton or something with a lot of engage like Leona and stuff, and they stick to you, that makes you a bit useless. But it's like that with any champion. It's not just Malzahar, but it's just super hard to play the game, just because they will just stick on you and just keep chasing you around, so you have to deal with them first. You do a lot of damage, but it just makes you like you have to focus the guy on you, so you can't like spam your Q on the back line, or you can't spam the Q on the champions that matters. You have to spam your spells on the tank on you. So I'd say like super tanky engaged teams makes it a bit rough, especially if you're not fed. If you don't have your Rylus and Liandry's, and they have, let's say, a 5-0 Renekton just jumping on you. But yeah, like I said, it's not just Malzahar who can't play out the game if they have champions like that. But it's just, yeah, I have to choose some cons. So super tanky engaged teams, I'd say, is just super rough for Malzahar. So for the last con, I would like to say that it's a bit rough, like getting solo kills early on as Malzahar, just because you won't deal enough damage to be able to one shot an enemy, since your E and Q, they don't have a slow like early. They don't slow the enemy champion. So let's say even if you land a perfect combo, if you land a E, Q, W, R, they could just flash out or just run out, because like I said, you don't have a slow, so you will have to be like chasing them down and they could just run away, you know. It gets easier as soon as you get Rylus and stuff, but getting kills early with Malzahar is a bit rough. It doesn't always happen if you don't get a gank, but that's the thing, you don't always need to get solo kills to win games. But it's some games you just feel like the mid laner you face is just so bad, but all it does is just perma recall. You get a big CS lead, but your bot lane is inting. Some games like that just makes me tilt super hard, because if I had like a champion like, let's say, Talon, I would be able to get solo kills mid lane and just roam. But with Malzahar, it's not that easy to get solo kills. But like I said, if you have a good jungler, as soon as you hit 6, you will be able to get solo kills or at least assists. But sometimes, like you don't always need to R to kill. I use sometimes, if I land a good combo, like if I land a Q, E, W, and my Voidlings is close enough to hit the champ, I R him just to get lane prio, or just to chunk him out of lane. So that's also a thing. You don't always need to R to kill, because it's pretty short cooldown late game anyways. Or like if you get some cooldown, it gets lower and lower. So yeah, that's also a thing. You could just R to chunk him down. But yeah, getting solo kills with Malzahar early isn't the best. Also, for the bonus tip on how to climb easier and just, you know, not to tilt, don't play on the weekends. I'm telling you, I had 70% win rate with Malzahar, literally stomping every game, and then I hit the weekends, like the weekends came, I literally lost every game. I couldn't win. I literally got people flaming or people joining a lobby and just instantly be toxic and tilt. That just, I don't know, like there's just too many kids on the weekends. I would say don't play on the weekends at all if you want to climb. Play normal games, play ARAMs or whatever. Just don't play ranked. Stay out of ranked on the weekends. Sundays or Saturdays, Sundays, even Fridays. Like I'm telling you, don't play. If you want to climb, if you want to have a good win rate, don't play on the weekends. You will lose you will lose. Which takes me to the second part. You should dodge games. If you notice people are like trolling or is being toxic in the game overall, I recommend you to download Professor. I think it's Professor, whatever, Professor GG. You can download it to your PC and just open it. It will automatically just detect your account, and as soon as you join a lobby, it will show your teammates' main roles, your teammates' main champion, how much win rate they have on the champion they want to play. It just shows everything, so it's just a super good way to dodge games. Like let's say you have a support main on jungle, and he's gonna play Lee Sin and he has like 0% win rate on 20 games. Instantly dodge, like save LP. You lose 3 LP the first dodge, 5 minutes or 6, then you lose 10 LP 30 minutes, I think. But it's worth it, trust me. Like, you rather lose LP than mess up your MMR by losing games which won't be playable anyways. Like, you will instantly lose. Some people be like, oh, I have faith in this guy. I don't have faith. That has nothing to do with League of Legends, okay? So download Professor GG. I will link it in the description. Dodge games and don't play on weekends. That is key if you want to climb in League of Legends. Trust me. Do it. So that's all for this video, guys. I'm sorry if it was a bit messy. First time recording, so it felt super awkward to listen to myself. And even if I did, when I did, I heard that I said super good, or like super, the word super, I don't know, maybe 30 times. So if you guys want to play that game, like every time he says super drink, this is a perfect video. Hopefully I explain myself good enough. English isn't my first language, so I probably mispronounced or just said some weird stuff or just kept repeating myself. But yeah, like I said, first time recording a video or just recording myself talk, it just felt super awkward, you know, because I'm sitting in a room talking to myself and trying to explain myself, and in my head I'm like, this guy is so stupid, what am I talking about? But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed or learned something. If you guys have any questions, I'll respond to anyone. So if you guys have anything you're wondering, or if there's a matchup you want to ask, or even if you want a duo, because I need a jungler, hit me up. But yeah, if you guys want to see more videos, maybe gameplay videos, commentary videos, I could do that as well. I've been losing a lot of games in Diamond 4 recently, so my win rate has been going down. I've been tilting. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon again. Peace.